month. They are in Indonesia. We also Skyped with them and had a lot of talk with them. So they did their presentation in Indonesia. And we have the iOS team, which is Luigi. He joined me. He said we could do iOS, and I said, well, we still need one. I'm glad he joined. He also has the iOS version working as far as Android version we have now. So, yeah. And then there's two designers, basically. One in the Kennedy Space Center. She did the user interface design, the main menu that you saw. And Todd from New York, he created the assets. He was the artist. And later we also had some inputs from subject matter experts. One was Vincenzo from Italy. He gave a lot of input on how to keep it realistic, not to go too science fiction. So we try to find a balance between realism and a game that is fun to play. And yeah, Dr. Philip Metzger, we did a Google Hangout with him that Mouse provided. So yeah, we had some interviews with him, and he gave a lot of useful data for us to work with. So that's what we did, and I really enjoyed the weekend here. Although I've been mostly programming, just trying to get it all working, but I yeah, really enjoyed the opportunity to even do this. Well, let's exit with if there are any questions.
Are you planning to use any real data? As those coming from the position?
Yeah.
That will give me a plus, pictures, you know, that you can add on your game.
I've been searching for some real data to use. I ended up on a website where several satellites were mapping the geology of the moon and the consistency of the moon, like the M3 satellites, I believe. They have a lot of data back, yeah, to provide information over the moon surface. But I couldn't make sense of it. Yeah, I'm just a programmer, and I couldn't find anyone else who was able to do it in the time frame to implement it. And I really wanted. My goal was personally to get a finished project, sort of. So I kept cutting things down, which was already difficult because you really want. Yeah, implement all your ideas. So yeah, I found resources, and I thought that would be really cool to work with. But I didn't see it was realistic to do that in a weekend. So, but it's really interesting to look for that in the future.
I must say I like very much how you got people from all around the globe to participate in it. It's very international. It's great. I have a question though. You mentioned a couple of times that you could make money and then you could go to the next level in the game.
Yeah.
What model do you assume for making money? How would the mining products get sold? Who would buy them? How to get to Earth, or do they not get to Earth? Can you buy them in space?
Yeah, the plan is there as well. I didn't mention, but the plan is to export the resources to other companies, either on Earth or around Earth, or maybe when we eventually have a space mission to the moon, there will also be other companies mining asteroids and that kind of stuff. Maybe you can sell them fuel on the water that you mine on the moon. It would be a very interesting idea. So in the design we have actually an export screen where you have several offers from companies, and if you can supply their demands, then you can get the profit. So that was the idea.
I have two questions, actually. There's two questions. One, do you have plans to make this multi-user, multiplayer?
Well, initially the plan wasn't that, but we made the back end of the game in such a way that we can actually expand it dynamically. So what I've shown you was a really fixed set of buildings, but the XML that we laid out allows us to make more buildings, and even buildings perhaps that other users might introduce. So they say, hey, it would be really cool if there's something like this, and well, they can send a proposal maybe, and we then implement that. Maybe in some kind of way we can make it multi-user like that.
Yeah. And the second question, actually the same question as I asked the other game designers. What's the X factor? What's the challenge? I mean, you mine resources, you sell it, you make money, you build better buildings, stuff like that. But is there actually something that works against you, like the X factor, maybe the meteor shower that dangers your buildings or damage them, stuff like that?
The threat that's always there is that you get bankrupt and then it's game over. So yeah, it's really more of a survival game in that way. So you have to keep finding ways to make profit. Sorry. Keep finding ways to make profit. We haven't thought of any X factor specifically now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Would it be an idea to take the very first step, winning the Google Lunar X Prize?
Google Lunar X Prize, is it new to me?
Oh, it's a robotic prize for $30 million to land a robot rover on the moon.
In a commercial or in a particular?
By a commercial company.
Yeah.
For an American user group.
Might be able to
$30 million is your seed money. Yeah, you got to do that.
It's the first time I heard of it, so
Seems to me like the very first robotic step.
the game might give you a little bit of an idea of what it takes to bring something to the moon, that you have to think of a lot more than just go to the moon and put a building there. You have to take into account a lot of other things. So that was a little, kind of the purpose of the game, was to give an insight into the complexity of starting an industry on the moon, sending something to the moon.